Today we are doing a local adventure where my wife and I, along with our dogs, are kayaking up into Oyster Bay. We started off on West Canal, entered the canal itself, and we're heading into Oyster Bay with a goal of making it into Bear Creek. We've never been to Bear Creek, even though we've been living down here on and off for 20 odd years. And hopefully we'll get to see some cool nature. Up ahead of my wife on that signpost, I see what I think is a little green heron. Nope, that's a pelican, I do believe. We did get a nice picture earlier of a little green heron, and you can see that one right here. And we got a picture earlier of this nice cottonmouth. My wife just pointed out over there, see that? That's a great blue heron taking off. They always sound like a pterodactyl to me. Really weird sounds. Now up ahead you see a barge clearing. We've got lots and lots of barges that run up and down the Intercoastal Canal, and I know those of y'all that have grown up here, you see them, but do you ever actually see them and see what they're hauling? A lot of them haul coal back and forth. This one is running really high in the water, which means it's already dropped off its load. It looks like it was a coal barge, but it's dropped off its load and is going back to get some more. I've also seen them hauling scrap cars, lumber, cranes, all kinds of stuff back and forth up and down the Intercoastal Canal. This one's name is the Julian Torrance. Now that we're done looking at the barge, I'm heading back to meet up with the prettiest girl on the island, who has the second prettiest dog on the island. Don't you agree, Diogi? Up ahead, we got a crab trap. You see we're passing right by it. We got the buoy. Somebody's dropped down there in order to catch some tasty dinners. I think we have mostly blue crabs around here that they pick up. And we're now entering into the mouth of Bear Creek to see what's up ahead. I do see another bear crab trap. I don't know what else we're gonna find though. I believe this might be a gator slide up here. The area is really laid down flat. Let's see if we can see any signs in the mud for what we have up here. A lot of broken down stuff. I'm not really sure. It's definitely pushed down flat, but I don't know what on earth would have done that. Might have been somebody actually set up camp here in a tent. Kind of muddy ground to camp in though. Look how beautifully calm the water is here. This makes some excellent kayaking when the water's like glass. You just kind of coast along it. Have you ever been kayaking? If not, you might want to give it a try. I prefer the sit-ins like this one because you get a little lower center of gravity, make it more stable. However, if you're doing saltwater kayaking out in the Gulf, a sit on top is what you're going to want to have. Check out that really wicked looking old tree there. Very gnarly. That'd be a cool Halloween tree. Now check out those reflections with the palms coming up down to the water line. That pine tree there, also beautiful. At this point, the creek is getting very narrow as we wrap around behind people's houses. I suspect it's going to end before too long, but I don't know. We're just going to have to see what happens. It's very windy at this point. Somebody lost their fishing lure right here. Let's see if I can get it out of the water. I do believe we have found the end of Bear Creek. Doesn't look like it goes anywhere from this point here. We're going to turn around and I'm going to start my kayaking mapping software on my phone just to see where we went and get a good map to show you when it's all said and done. Puppy dog wanted to say hello to everybody.
Hi. Hello.
All right, anybody want to take a low bridge? I'm not sure if I can do this one. This one's pretty low. Let's see here. What you think, D? Alright, we gotta lay flat. I'm really crouched over because we gotta glide our way in here. Through to the other side. We're gonna bounce off the wall. And we are back in daylight. And what's on the other side? More creek. Now, this one's a lot rougher. So this side of the creek's a lot rougher, a lot more brush and whatnot in it. Definitely not cleared for boats like the other side is. Well, that didn't last very far. We didn't even make it 100 yards, and you can see up ahead this creek ends. So we get to go back the other direction and go right back through that low bridge area. Turn my backup camera on this time so y'all can see what it looks like from both directions. My wife's in the lead, and it's gonna be a lot harder to coast through this way because we can't get that same head of steam going in. Oh, you're not supposed to stop, love. Alright, in she goes, and down she ducks. And in for the OG and me. Alright. A little bounce off the wall there. Let's see just how dark it is in here. And back out the other side. How's that for something cool? We are right on the edge of the saltwater marsh. An osprey just flew over, and we're going up into that other little canal that we saw coming in to see where it goes. I suspect this one's going to be a fair bit shorter than the last one was, but it still is relatively wide starting off. Kind of reminds me of an old Harrison Ford movie. I think it was called Mosquito Coast, but I'm not real sure. He was a crazy dad in that one. Not that any of y'all ever know what a crazy dad is. I'm sure none of your dads have crazy moments. Well, we are at the end of the line this direction. You can see somebody put down a culvert and a dirt road. I'm honestly not sure where we are. My wife has theorized we may be on the backside of the wildlife refuge in Fort Morgan, but I don't think we're that far down. We're gonna have to figure this one out. I'm gonna drop a pin in Google Maps and send it to me so I can figure out where the devil we are. This plant right in front of you is a Yupon holly with those pretty red berries on it. My wife is going to tell you some really cool stuff about it.
So the Yupon holly, its scientific name is called Ilex vomitaria. Ilex means that it's a holly, and vomitaria because it makes you throw up. The indigenous people of this area used to use this holly to purge their bodies before they had any type of their spiritual gatherings. The leaves and the berries have a very high concentration of caffeine, and in fact it's the highest of any of our native plants, and that's what makes them throw up. And so they would make a tea out of it and drink that before they had their spiritual events.
And this proper and its scientific name is
Ilex vomitaria.
There you go. Things you never knew and probably never wanted to. All right, we are finishing up our trip. We've had a really nice run. I'll have to throw up a map once I get back to the house to see how far we actually did. But it was about an hour and a half to 2 hours of paddling. Very nice kayaking trip right here, literally in our own backyard in Gulf Shores. Might be something worth trying if you have access to a boat. It was really pretty. Got to see some great wildlife. Even finished off watching a harrier hawk fishing up in the saltwater marsh as we were heading back to the Jeep. Y'all have a great day. I look forward to seeing you in class. Those of you that are in my class and the rest of y'all, just one more reason to come visit Gulf Shores. We truly do live in paradise down here.